New name?
Yeah, I won't be Barlin, but I'll start with Bar and have Gaz at the end. Baragaz. So I'll use my name.
Oh, thank you,
That sounds good. Yeah, that's a bit less
Baragaz.
confusing.
And it is a dwarven name. It's actually in the book. So as an example, Kazalid's name
Karak as Bazarag. Gazraz.
means cannon mouth. I should have been the one that likes to yodel.
Okay, so we are live for session 1 of the Enemy Within 4th edition, the campaign with no name as of yet.
One-ish.
So we're here for the moment no one's been waiting for apart from me, and we will we'll begin. We did a session 0 or 2 session zeros where we messed around with things a bit. So the curtain raises with our heroes in a small village just to the north, down the River Reich from Griswold and Schafstad, and at the moment they have a captive bandit called Mad Elias Moritz, who they have manacled and are endeavouring to take into Griswold to recover a bounty on him. Quite a decent bounty. I believe I said it was 10 gold for him alive and 5 gold for delivering him dead. You've done a bit of shopping, caused a bit of trouble, got drunk. We messed around a bit, and over to you guys. I think you want to go and do some shopping, is that right?
Some more shopping, yeah.
More shopping.
We want to go to the armor shop.
Okay, well, it's only a tiny place. It's just it's a trading post. The whole village grew up because it was an area where farmers and loggers would bring their produce to be sort of shipped upriver into Griswold for the boat building or whatever. So it's not really got so much in the way of like families here. It's more like a muddy wooden rundown hole really with a palisade around it, but there is a trading post here, which is run by a guy called Franz, and he's a wiry old guy in his sort of 40s, kind of a tash and a missing finger. He's you've done a bit of wheeling and dealing with him, and we finished last session in the trading post, so we might as well open up the session there.
Before we purchase anything else from you, Franz, we have one last set of items we would be interested for you to take off our hands.
Right.
A set of bedrolls, 6. We have no real need for them, but we would like to pass them on to the good folk of this town. Can you give us a fair price?
Bedrolls, let's have a look at them then.
Now, bring them out. 6 bedrolls all rolled up.
Okay,
You don't want a bedroll?
Yeah, how come we've got 6 bedrolls?
I believe they were part of the trappings of the bandit.
Yeah, they all had a
okay.
bedroll.
I haven't got a bedroll.
No, they all had.
I think he wants one of their flea-bitten bedrolls.
They're 6 shillings
She-
a
sorry.
piece.
She
So-
wants one.
We could possibly get about 18 shillings for them if we are lucky.
Play your cards right.
So, Franz, what do you say?
So
Obviously, you are not a charity, but it is best to stay within Sigmar's good graces.
Well,
Aid those who travel the road.
Could I maybe use some charm or something on him? I've got not terrible charm. I'm not sure if I've got the best, but
We've been attempting haggle up until now.
oh, I've also got haggle. But yeah,
haggle is the skill. If you trying haggling, I'll do one person can assist. If you have the skill.
Can I technically assist by not being in the room? Does that count as this?
Yeah, by staying in the bar.
Yeah, I'm staying in the bar, getting drunk. That helps.
Oh, because that reminds me, the other thing, when we came into town, the barman, whose name also escapes me at this moment in time, mentioned that there were 2 bodies that had washed up. They'd sent for priests of Moor, they hadn't turned up, and we'd made a deal for victuals and lodgings overnight.
wow.
On the premise that we'd take them with us tomorrow.
That's right. I
Where's
completely
it
forgot
where's
the
it
plot.
say?
About you, Rolly.
That's not us. We're
This is
all right.
Franz. He's trying to evaluate the
Quality of the
thing.
blankets.
That's 6 positives for.
No, I don't think they go against it. He's evaluating how good they are.
Yeah, it's an opposed
decide.
haggle in a minute.
Yeah, so he's
So that's
assessing
not against
the price. So he's got the price wrong.
In our favour, though.
Yeah, impressive failure. So the bedrolls are worth.
They're 6 shillings a piece. So if we were getting 50%, there'd be 18 shillings worth. It's up to you how much he wants to veer away from that.
So he seems to think they're quite good quality and not as bad as all that. And plus, he
Not
thinks
as
he might be
pony
able,
and
he might be able to make a profit on them here. There's plenty of travellers that pass by. So okay, so Walter has gone in with the haggling there. What are you saying to him to help him to?
Well, we're trying to sell the bedrolls.
Sure. How are you? What's your pitch? What's your angle on it?
I've done a lot of sleeping. I mean, not sleeping rough, but I've used a lot of bedrolls in my life. These, I can tell, these are good quality bedrolls. They've just recently got them, I think. Barely any fleas.
They do look quite good quality there. Let me make him a angle roll in return.
somebody needs to get the deal maker talent at some point.
It's very good, isn't it? Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
He's saying, yeah, but the thing is, buying that many of them, they'll take a long time to shift them. They're going to just sit on the shelf for ages. I might sell one a month, maybe. They're going to be here for most of the year. So it's a lot of money to have just tied up. But I can see my way to giving you, say, about 3 shillings each for them.
We're going to take that. How many do we have?
6.
6.
6. So, well, if you don't want to buy all of them, why don't you take, I don't know, 3 or 4, and then we can take the rest somewhere else?
All right, I'll take 3 off your hands for 3 shillings a piece. So that's 9 shillings, gentlemen.
Are we happy with that?
You're the one doing the haggling. I see no reason why we wouldn't have just sold them all to him there and then, but I suppose some people in the group might want a bedroll.
I thought we were getting a better price if we didn't sell all of them, because he said he would buy them less.
Yeah, but you didn't specify that, so we just assumed, yep, that's all right, I'll just buy 3 at the price I've quoted. But
Anyway,
that's all right.
is there anything else I can help you you fine folks with?
What do you have in the way of defensive? Most simple bucklers, possibly leather armor.
Skull caps.
Armors? Oh, we've got the basic stuff. We should be able to kit you out with. I've got a few bits and pieces of leather armor, skull caps and the like here. Is there anything in particular that you're after? He goes and rummages through some of his cupboard. He's got like a pile of various different armors in there.
Dominic looks to Walter. You need a leather jack?
Leather jack would be fine then. Skull cap.
We could possibly get, if you have 2 leather jacks and 2 skull caps.
Yeah, well, I've got 3 actually leather jacks and 4 skull caps. Some folks took out some bandits not long ago and came in with some items from them. So yeah.
I could use a leather jacket.
What was that?
Well, we can decide to get 3 jacks and no skull caps.
I think he said it's carrying us to something about leather.
Yeah. Zacharias would benefit from some armor as well.
Everybody would.
No, we wouldn't.
Well, yeah. Everyone apart from
We
the
have,
sniper.
basically, this is an aside to the rest. We currently have 36 shillings. Most of it's in brass pennies, or a lot in brass pennies, but I'm sure he won't care.
Oh, he cares.
But that's in addition to what we've got individually, right?
Indeed. In group funds from selling off what we got from the bandits, we essentially have 36 shillings and 8 pence.
Right, I can pay for the skull cap out of my own money.
Well, on a skill cap and not something more powerful.
Unfortunately, I don't think we've got the funds. Anything metal is significantly outside the range of our coin currently.
Metal's bad for you anyway.
So, Felix, Franz, the price for the leathers, considering you do obviously, as you've stated yourself, have an issue with movement of inventory, we are obviously doing you a favour taking some of it off your hands. What deal can you do us for that?
How many are you after? What items are you looking for?
3 leather jacks, certainly. My companions may be purchasing skull caps in addition, but you should ask them. But we will make the payment in one transaction. Skull caps are 8 shillings.
Leather jacks are 12.
Well, that's impossible. I can't buy anything.
All right. Now, I believe you need to make an evaluate check to evaluate the quality of this man's leather jacks, I think.
And which of us has got the skill to evaluate?
In case he's trying to palm something off on you, which is perhaps not the best quality.
Possibly not the best thing to do either, considering, as you said yourself, quite a scary bunch.
You are a scary bunch. You are the scary party.
So do you have it?
Anyone?
What, evaluate? No, I thought you only worried about evaluate for rare and exotic stuff, but you can. It's a basic skill, though, isn't it? You can roll it just off of int, can you?
I
thought it was advanced skill.
Yeah, it's advanced, I think.
Then we can't. Why do you think we're talking about Skaven, Gaz?
No, in the out of combat speech above.
Oh, right. Tinfoil hats. Yeah.
Fine. All right. Well, John, since you did a persuasive argument about taking some things off him in bulk, and you sort of playing on the fact that he did say that stuff tends to
He's
shift
used it twice
slowly.
as an argument. Yeah.
He has, yes. So you can have a +20 on your your haggle. Let's see if my dice can continue rolling as well as they have been so far.
So I'll just throw advantage 2 on mine. Not particularly good. But better than him.
Still better than him. So you'll get a 10% reduction off the price with it.
Okay, so we're looking to get 3 leather jack and at least 1 skull cap, which was Walter's.
So 36 then for the leather jacks. I might just try and give you a bit better reduction from that, because it's quite a good success. So the 3 leather jacks should be 36 full price. The skull caps are how much, sorry?
6 shillings full price. Sorry, was it 6 or 8? Hang on. Sorry. Page open a second ago and I closed the book. 8. Kerry, was Zacharias interested in buying himself a skull cap as well or not?
Only if we have funds.
Yeah, no, we don't. I'm just shy myself of getting a skull cap, but Walter's able to do it out of his own personal fund. So
So
looking at what?
it should come to 30,
44 with the skull cap.
44 the skull cap. So
44 times 12, 440, 484, 532 minus 10% is 53 off of that. 480.
What do you have in funds?
480 if you put it into
Is
pennies.
yeah. That's just in pennies.
In which case you'll drop some more off it because of your degree of success was quite high on it. So I'll do it down to 450 for you.
Okay.
You have 450.
72 of that is coming from Badger directly.
Well, how much did you say?
70. Well, the 72 would be 64 of that had come off you. 64 pennies, or whatever the equivalent of that in shillings is. 5 shillings and 4p.
Silly monetary systems. How much do I have?
This is where you've
Silly,
gone.
mate. It's imperial system. Very good.
What was my?
It is dumb.
So we need to take 395 off of party funds,
Well, I've got
which is
10 shillings.
Oh, there you go. You can just knock off 6. Fine.
Okay, so you're down to 4 shillings then, Walter. And does that clear out the party sheet?
Almost. It's 32 shillings and some pence.
God. Our gazetter's taking all our money. Just to make himself tougher.
How many shillings, sorry?
Trying to work it out again. Yeah, divide that by 12. 32 shillings. So all of the 28 shillings. And then 48 pence. Give me a second.
That's why you need a calculator.
I've got a calculator. I'm doing it. Divided by 12.
Piece of paper.
I can't remember the pen. I can't work out the pence. 365. No, 38.
One shilling equals 12 pence.
0.08333.
So you have 56 pennies left, I think.
10 pence.
10 pence left? Oh, okay.
No, it was only 10 pence. Yeah, because the extra bits, yeah. It was rounded up to 10.
But you still have 3 bedrolls left.
And
All right.
body, left arm, right arm,
So everyone,
leather jack.
if you've bought armor, if you drag it onto your inventory, it should populate the armor section of your of the combat tab.
Who's these 3 people who got the armor? Zachariah, Dominic, and Walter?
Yep.
You bought 3 helms as well?
No, just the one helm.
You got the 1 helm and Walter? Because he said he bought it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
You can give the 10 pence to Dana.
I love pennies.
Thanks.
Well, you're getting free drink. What are you?
So
Good job
Walter,
I'm not there
you
with
need
you
a,
to find out you're not giving.
you need a skull cap and a jack, do you?
Yep.
There you go, I've just dropped it on for you.
Anything.
It's weird. I dragged the pennies from the party sheet and I put the pennies on my character, but it didn't take it off the party card.
Okay, I've sorted it for you, Walter. Okay, is everybody happy?
I think so. We've dealt with that a little bit. Is there anything else anybody needs while we are frequenting Fran's shop? If not, we have a night's rest before leaving.
I believe you've got no money left.
Need Skell to remove the 10 pennies.
Remove the 10p, okay.
Yes, you did, Zacharias. Your arms and legs, sorry, your arms and body now have a minimal amount of armor.
I've added it to your character sheet, Zach.
Not a thing you encumbrance will be a problem yet, but on your inventory, make sure it's indicated as worn, not carried. Otherwise, you'll add to your encumbrance.
Yeah, and not to your armour, which not the way to do it. Alright, so it's getting late now because it is autumn in Reichland at the moment. It is pretty dark, 8:30, and it's spitting light rain at the moment, making the place rather muddy.
We don't even know what's the name of the tavern. Does it even have a name, or is it just a local tavern?
It's the Last Drop. It's got a picture out the front of it on the sign of a bottle with sort of like one drop of wine or something coming out of it, and behind the bar there he's got a noose, a hangman's noose, which is sort of displayed against the back wall as an ornament.
Double meaning of the term, the drop. I understand. Barkeep, where are we staying for the evening?
Wilfred will say, well, as soon as no one else has turned up, I've got Amelie in the far room. So there's 3 rooms you can take if you want, the 3 on the east side of the inn.
That will suffice. We'll be leaving at near as first light as our dwarven friends drinking will allow.
I shall take the single room.
So you can move yourselves into whichever room you're sleeping in. One thing that will be interesting is he's in a lot of pain and sort of slips in and out of consciousness and the like, is Mad Elias. What are you? Where's he going?
He'll be in the room. He'll be in the room with Dominic, and I'm assuming Baragaz.
When eventually I join you.
Well, that depends. I mean, do you want him to get killed?
Asleep?
I mean, no. He's more worth those lives. All I'm saying. And
he will remain alive.
Yeah. You're gonna trust a Slayer on that?
Yes, I trust him implicitly.
Wow, I'm not there.
They're just not known for not killing things,
However, I have experience of this particular door.
You need to put Walter on the map. He's not there.
He's in the shop.
Yeah, he's in the shop still.
Oh, I don't see him.
Baragaz has served my master, the Inquisitor, with skill and talent this far. It is for that reason he accompanies me on my journey to Grissenwald.
So all 4 of you are going to share the double bedroom then?
I don't know. There's 3 of us or 4 of us. I don't know.
It's you, the dwarf, Walter, and the prisoner.
And Mad Elias.
Zacharias has got. Said he's a prisoner. Zacharias got his own room, and I've got my own room. It seems.
Where's the dwarf sleeping?
He's going into the room with Dominic. Later on, he says, when he was drunk enough.
Okay, so are you setting watches? Are you sleeping to keep an eye on Elias, or?
I don't need to set a watch because I foresee that there'll be no trouble tonight.
Okay, that's legit.
I think we should wake Zacharias up at some point and explain he needs to take his turn as well. But you say he's writhing in pain. Before we put Mad Elias to bed, I'll just give his wounds another once over.
He's had his eye gouged out. You can see it's starting to heal somewhat, but it's very sore, and he's lost quite a lot of blood. So he's not so much. Well, he is in pain, but he's like tired, beaten up.
What does the barkeep have in the terms of strong liquor?
So I'm like, oh, we've got some gin. I've got a nice bottle of gin here.
How much?
Well, it's a couple of pennies a shot.
Look at the bottle. How many shots in the bottle?
I don't know, you probably get about 20 shots out of the bottle.
Give him 2 shillings then.
He's he a big smile goes over his face. Thank you, sir. It's always nice to see a man of the cloth in here.
I'm not a man of the cloth. I'm just a follower of the cult. And I need to keep this man insensate. Thank you. And I will proceed to feed Mad Elias 4 shots of gin.
Okay, he does take it and thank you, he will say, and he grins a sort of toothy grin at you as he slips them down, and he'll curl up with his manacles, and you'll hear his breathing become more relaxed and rhythmic. And the night will pass, unless anybody else wants anything to do anything else during the evening. No, I'll take that as a no. Eventually the dwarf will stagger to bed. Alright, you keep watch and keep watch over Elias, but he doesn't really, well, he doesn't have a good night's sleep. He's tossing and turning quite a bit, but he doesn't try and escape. The next morning you are woken by the smell of sausages cooking. And there's breakfast being served. And you'll see Amelie. Put Amelie on the map. She sort of hobbles out. She's got a makeshift sort of stick she's using as a crutch, and she sort of sits painfully on one of the seats and sort of tries to eat her breakfast. Amelie will nod at you, Dana, and say, "Yes, well, the pain woke me. I was hungry. It is not often you see your kind here. You're perhaps only the second that I've ever seen."
You will only see what we wish you to see. And who is this person that
Amelie,
you saw?
who was, sorry, what?
You said you saw you said you saw another one of the elves, and I just says, who was this one you saw?
It was a long time ago. It was in Altdorf on the docks. I saw them from a distance.
I see. They were most likely not of my.
Oh yes, as Gazari kindly remembered. Thank you, Gazari. It's yeah, endurance rolls plus 20 for recovery of wounds if anybody is taking wounds.
I cannot remember if I have wounds.
Now endurance is a default, isn't it?
Should be plus 20.
Nice.
I've got wounds.
That makes it average, isn't it? I noticed there's one for average.
So yeah. So it's plus 20.
Does it do anything else, this endurance thing?
Woohoo!
No,
So you
everyone
don't
else did a good roll.
cover anything automatically?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's without medical attention.
Yeah.
So if you get that, you get your SL plus your toughness bonus healed.
I wasn't hurt, but I feel so well rested.
So
Why did I roll the worst and I'm the most wounded? Damn it.
You could have
I'm
do you
fully
want
healed.
to use a fortune point for a reroll, Argos?
No. Shut up.
Would you like to gain a corruption point for a reroll?
Can I gain corruption points?
He can give you them.
Yeah, if you want, you can
What
have
happens
it.
to dwarfs and corruption?
You can tap into your the darkness that fuels your soul, the inner rage within you to give you a reroll.
No,
You'd have to look at the chart for dwarves. I know elves don't get body corruptions, but we do get mind corruption.
I think dwarves get both, but to a lesser degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just can't get mutations, is it?
Like that.
it used to be they couldn't get mutations, but I'm seeing this one. Can't remember reading it.
I wonder if they changed the lore on that.
I do have a corruption table here.
Well, in first
There's a
edition,
corruption
dwarves
table
could
for
get
dwarf.
corrupted.
So they can have physical corruption, but there's only 5% chance for dwarves to get a physical corruption.
You've got to have some reason to get the big heads that have to be hidden by the big hats.
Okay, so everyone can work out how much you healed. I'll let you sort that out yourselves. So it is endurance roll plus 20. It's the SL you get, including a minus, I guess, plus your toughness bonus. Is everyone okay working that out? Or do you want
Yep.
me to?
Yeah,
You don't need to work on it.
I only have one
Fully
wound
healed.
anyway. Huh.
Okay.
Oh, I guess you're more hurt than me, huh?
So usually a night's rest will probably restore a good chunk of your.
If you make the roll.
Hmm.
If you take it easy over longer periods, it builds up.
You get toughness bonus per day, don't you? Take it
Alright.
easy.
The rest of you, are you having a lie-in, or are you coming out to into the kitchen, into the tap room rather?
Nothing coming out.
Yeah, come on.
I can smell sausages. I'm coming out.
Okay,
Oh.
after a night's rest, Elias is looking a lot more alert. He'll say, am I getting any of this breakfast?
You get what's given to you. You don't get to ask.
You may have some breakfast. Do not listen to my companion. He must have had a grumpy night.
Dana, he's a criminal of the Empire, and I would ask that you do not get directly involved in his punishment. If he is responsible for crimes against your people, then you will be able to comment.
If he did crimes against my people, he wouldn't be alive.
Lucky for him, then.
Amalia will scowl at Elias, and she says you'll need to watch him, getting him to Griswold. He does have some friends amongst the common folk, and he's certainly not to be trusted.
We'll be out of here as quickly as we can.
He grins and blows her a kiss, and he's like, "I love you too, darling."
It's okay. We get the money whether we take him in alive or dead.
Yeah,
It's
but we
twice
get
as
to
much if he's alive.
That means nothing to me, and I'll slam the axe down by the side of him into either the table or the floor, wherever he is.
All right, steady on, steady on. I'll come
So if you
quietly.
think about moving, it'll be closer. Sorry, running, escaping.
Okay, after breakfast, Wilfred.
Thank you, Wilfred.
We'll say I've got some stretchers for the corpses for you.
Thank you.
It's not far. It's only about 7 miles from Griswold to here. As soon as you're up early, you should make it by lunchtime.
Well, we're going to carry them.
On the stretchers. We should be able to drag them by the front.
And Amalia will say, well, good luck and safe travel to you, my friends. In Griswold, I often stay at a place at the docks called the Bay Horse. If you go there and mention my name to the landlord, I'm sure he'll find a good room for you, maybe give you a discount.
Thank you. We'll do so.
Okay.
Zacharias, Walter, if you and I can take the lion's share of dragging the bodies, then Baragaz can concentrate on keeping Elias here under control.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll smile at Elias. Well, I'll keep him under control, all right.
You can make an intimidate check on him if you wish.
I'm not trying to intimidate. I'm just telling him the truth.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Just stating.
And
He can
Baragaz,
be intimidated if he wants. It's a fact. I am going to
Baragaz, remember the conversation we had last night? There are certain extremities that you can remove without endangering his life, but please don't go for those.
He's already missing an eye.
Yeah, we also wanted to be
Does he
walking.
need the other one still?
It will be more difficult to guide a blind man.
We could take 3 stretchers.
Come on, let's get moving.
All right,
Oh,
who's
we're carrying sick people too, aren't you?
dead
dead people.
people? There was 2 dead bodies that were bloated and swollen. They'd spent a few days in the River Reich, and they've been dead for about a week. So
Ugh.
they
I have
really
a solution
stink
to this
really
problem.
bad.
Why don't we just burn the corpses, turn them into ashes, put them in a little bag, and carry them that way?
Because that is not the way the people of the Empire treat their bodies. They need to be taken to a priest of Moor for proper preparation.
Yeah, well, then they, till they just burn them anyway.
I don't know. I am not inducted into the cult of Moor. I do not wish to know the mysteries.
It's a bit funny though. The witch hunter's telling somebody that we don't burn bodies in the Empire.
There's an irony there, isn't there? They don't burn
Little
bodies,
bit.
they burn living people. Yes.
He's not a witch hunter yet. He's just an interrogator. As far as he's aware, though, these people have not done any crimes worthy of a pillory. So,
They're not worth burning if they're already dead, are they? Where's the fun in
yeah,
that?
there's that too. Just it would smell really bad.
Okay, which one of you are going to drag the really rotting, stinking corpses covered in flies?
Guess who
and
it
stuff?
isn't? Guess
I
who
think
it
we'll
is?
just. I think we'll take it in turns. The humans, I mean, not the dwarfs looking after, and I don't think Dana wants to.
Okay, so Dominic, Walter, and Zach, are you all agreeable to this?
Yeah, as much as you can be with that stench.
Well, the stench will be behind us. Here's hope the wind doesn't change.
As you start dragging him along, Elias will look at you, Zach, with your body and say, "That's it. Put your back into it."
You really don't understand the situation you're in, do you, Elias? If you keep pushing and ribbing companions, the dwarf is going to lose his temper.
Couldn't you just, Dominic? Wouldn't you know how to take his tongue out? Oh,
I do, yes.
But I suspect if they want him alive, then they might, want some information out of him. So
Precisely, but I do have both the materials, the wherewithal, and the skill to remove his tongue in such a way that he would not choke on his own blood. I just need a reasonably hot fire in order to make me put some tongues out. These things burn red. Look at Elias in the eye as I'm holding out what's essentially a tool designed to sever the tongue at the root.
All right. There's no need to be unfriendly. I'll
Oh, he's smiling at him while he's doing it. He's smiling quite nicely at him while he's saying it.
You've been very friendly. Okay. All right. I'll be quiet. I'll keep quiet. And after this, you sort of make good progress. You'll sort of travel for about an hour. There's leaves on the road as it's sort of autumn's. The weather's turning to a more cooler temperatures. After about an hour, though, Elias will say, I've been thinking, we could make this a lot easier for all of us. I'm thinking, my brother, Bruno, he'd happily double the bounty and pay you double. And we could arrange this. So, what is it now? 10 gold for me? Let's say 20 gold, and we'll make an exchange. Meet me, and you get the 20 gold. And how does that sound?
Where's your brother Bruno? Where's he stay?
Well, we'd have to make contact of him. The best way would be if we head back to that hunter's cabin. That's back there. I'd be able to get word to him and get him to come and make the exchange. look, you know how it is. It's things are hard. Things are hard on everyone. All the nobles have got all the money. The only people we ever rob are the nobles on the coaches. That's why we call the Four Seasons gang. You know.
You've got a point.
No, don't
Dwarf
understand.
bridges do run deep. I feel like I could do with visiting your brother. Shall we go meet his brother? I want to bloody my axe again.
Well, it would be interesting to meet the acquaintance of a bandit with 20 gold in his pouch.
I think Walter was guessing if he was lying.
Yeah.
Walter, you think he's on the level? He does target the nobility because they're sort of rich and they mainly target the coach gangs. He is on the level about making a deal with you. He's he thinks his brother will he'll happily do an exchange, the double his bounty to get his brother back.
And what does your brother do?
Yeah, how does he have that kind of money?
Well, the brother he runs the gang with us.
So he's a
run
criminal.
together, you see.
Does that mean we could get 10 gold for giving your dead body to him?
No, I
Give him
don't think
double the
he'd
bounty.
like that. You see, the other way of looking at this is Bruno. He ain't going to take very
How much
kindly.
money will we get for? How much money will we get for your brother's body?
Oh, I don't know. There's no bounty
they
on
pay
his
for
head, I
him?
don't think.
No, we might as well.
But
get
he would be carrying 20 gold.
Oh yeah, if you wanted, but he's not stupid. He'd bring some of the brothers with him if he was going to be making an exchange. He's not going to turn up on his own.
We made about 36 shillings off the last bunch of bandits, didn't we?
It'd be good to make it a fair fight. How many brothers have you got?
Well, I say brothers of the gang. You know, he's not likely to turn up on his own. He's not totally daft.
I'd hope not.
See, Baragaz would require it to be a fair fight.
What's this about fighting? It's going to be an honourable exchange between us.
No, not at all. You would be telling your brother to turn up with a 20 gold crown bounty. When the criminal arrives, we would arrest them with extreme prejudice, take the bounty into us, and then return all of you to Grissenwald and collect the bounties on everybody.
Well, it's a shame you lot feel that way, because you see, you deliver me to Grissenwald to the authorities there, and I'll likely get out. I'll be busted out, something like that. And Bruno, he ain't going to be happy with you. He'll remember this. You'll get your comeuppance. So the way I see it, you could either get yourself 20 gold and no one's any the wiser. You could tell people, folks, I escaped. It'd be well believable. You'd be better off, but and you'd have no comeback. But if you give me in this state, Bruno, well, you know, he'll be after vengeance.
Then we should have to encounter Bruno at a later point. Is anyone not in agreement with that?
Did sound like you were trying to do a dishonorable act there.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Bog, I
Trust
just
criminals like this.
You just hit him. Have you hit him? You've hit him. Hold on.
I was punching him in the face.
Well, he has to do
I wasn't using my axe.
Okay, let me give him the as a entangled condition, isn't it? 1 second.
I think that gives you a advantage, doesn't it? Attacking somebody who's essentially prone or something along those lines.
There is an entangled. What you get when you're grappled?
Isn't your plus and minus the same?
No.
It's a condition, isn't it?
Just have a look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, page 168.
You suffer -10 on all movement of any kind. For your action, you can remove an entanglement person.
You can get multiple instances of it, though, can't you? I think. Yeah, so you could stack it. I think because he's bound.
So his defense roll is a minus.
I'll give him -40. I think being manacled's like 4 levels of entangled, I'd say, because it's
Remember, it's unarmed because he's definitely not armed.
beating up my guys. Mind you, with the rolls we were doing,
Last week,
he's
don't
turn
you
around,
start that.
turn around and beat you up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but he can't physically actually hit me because he's manacled. I can just, he can dodge.
Well,
He's
you could
also
move
just
and you could hit
defending.
something else and hurt yourself.
Hey, I
You
won.
hit him. So you hit him for your
Punch him
brawl
in the
damage,
face.
punching damage.
But it's -80, not -40.
What?
It said -10, -10, -10, -10, -10,
it's a bit too
-10, that's
many.
-80.
It's not my fault. He made the mistake.
I don't think it's actually applied it. 'Cause that's only 2 degrees of failure with a -80.
Yeah, that would
25.
mean about a target number of 85 otherwise.
His target
Can't
number
have
was
applied it.
3. Yeah, it's reducing his target number. So his target
Yeah,
number was
doing it
there.
right.
Yeah, and he rolled a 25.
Yes, that is right. 2 degrees of failure.
Okay, we'll take it as that anyway because he's surprised and stuff as well. So, okay, so do your brawling damage,
Is it just strength? Is that it?
believe or
Yeah,
not.
there's no strength. Yeah, unarmed is undamaging and strength bonus. There's no plus.
So it's your strength plus 1 SL.
Just 4 then.
He died.
Oh yeah, how many wounds has he got left? I forgot
We
about that
recovered
one.
overnight.
Oh, that's okay. Oh no, I'm not bothered if he dies actually.
Didn't make his endurance roll overnight. Oh dear, so toughness minus
He
3.
lost a wound. Oh no, he doesn't. He only loses 1 fewer wounds. Regains 1 fewer wounds.
So his toughness of 3, 3 degrees of failure. He doesn't gain any wounds, does he?
Oh no, 3. I've read it wrong. Yeah, 3 degrees of failure. Doesn't gain any of them. Have I just knocked him unconscious?
You have, yeah. You hit him and knock him prone. He goes down unconscious. It's a crit, I think.
Can you score a crit? I don't think you can. It's undone because it's just a fist.
You can't. Oh,
Isn't it
I've rolled the
undamaging?
right one, wrong one. Yeah, roll the crit.
I didn't hit him in the leg. I know I'm a dwarf, but I did not hit him in the leg.
Yeah, you roll it.
But
He
he did
could've-
stumble and fall.
He was dodging.
Oh right, so he hurt his leg. No, I'll have that then.
You roll the crit.
Where's the crit table? In the table. Ooh, crit hit minor. Crit hit. Do I do the crit hit minor one?
Oh, it is the crit hit minor. It is actually, yeah, it is the crit hit minor. So that one because you didn't knock him into 0 by anything. Oh, did you do 1 point of damage
Left.
actually?
There you go.
I did 4 points of damage. In
Yeah.
total.
Don't forget, you've got to take his
went
toughness
over
off.
on his ankle.
Do you have
Oh
a
yeah,
chance
you got
of
to.
getting
You
more
always do a
damage?
minimum of 1 damage though.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah, so basically you just knock him down to 0, and you punch him, he goes over on his ankle. Twists his ankle.
Does another wound. And he's now.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't start like that though. He doesn't get another crit from it.
No. Forget the -10 penalty for 10 rounds because I'm dragging him for 10 rounds by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's now. But that solved your problem.
That's what I wanted, to shut him up. Either going to find his brother and kill him as well, or
He had that crit before, so he's now done the other ankle.
both ankles are
He's
twisted.
got both ankles twisted, yeah. He's actually near death as well, because he's got 3 crits effects on him now.
Yes. Baragaz, don't beat him up anymore.
I'll look like a. Oh,
Please.
Baragaz want to hurt. You have to
Okay.
give me some milk, drugged milk.
All right, folks. So you're deciding. I think that pretty much resolves that. You're not going to take him up on his offer to try and make an exchange or anything. You're going to continue onwards.
What?
That seems dodgy.
Yes, I think we continue onwards. It sounded so dishonorable when these two decided this plan.
Yeah, I was never going to take the money and give him back.
They're criminals, Dana. They deserve no quarter.
Yes, but you said you were going to give him, and then you were going to go back on this deal, which is dishonorable. That is
No,
No one ever said anything of the sort.
that is the meaning of the term. Let us head on.
But no one said anything of the sort.
Let us just head on. Let us dwell in the past. There's no need to be dwelling on.
Because that's so unlike elves to dwell on the past,
Don't start, Baragaz.
living in your bloody trees.
Pot kettle, I might say. Dwelling in the past.
I
We've
know.
had this conversation.
All right, the time is 11:30. Well, around midday on Valentine the 1st of Nzit and 2510, and you finally reach the town of Grissenwald. Well, more to the point, you reach Nordendam. So you're actually up there. Nordendam's a sort of small village outpost, if you like. It has a few buildings in it. There's a ferry here, and there's a coaching inn.
4 seasons coaching in.
Yeah, 4 seasons.
A general store where you can sell free blankets, it seems, and a ferry house.
And a ferry house, yeah. As you're heading up, there's a bent and really old man who is wearing a cloak. He's got his sort of a hood up. He's got long stringy hair, which is hanging down the front, grey hair, and he's sort of damp with all the sort of drizzle that's going on at the moment. He waves. Morning, travellers. Are you for Grissenwald? Are you for the ferry?
We are indeed. Are you the ferryman?
I am. Rudolph Prime, the name. I've been the ferryman here for generations now. I'll get you across safe. Of course, there's a small cost, of course, for the ferry. It's a penny a head. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Does that include the dead ones?
I was about to ask exactly the same thing.
If we remove these 3 heads, do we get it cheaper? I'm not bothered which 3 we remove, to be honest.
Well, the dead fellas, they'll take up space, won't they?
What if you don't come? You take up space.
Well, I've got the pole. You know. And,
Yes.
pulling on the chain.
Have the pole.
Bloody Polski's coming over here taking all our jobs.
Fine. I'll pay the toll for the dead bodies.
Oh, thank you. That's the toll. And this is nothing to do with me, mind. This is all the counts. There's the nose tax, which is just a penny a nose.
Penny for a head and a penny for a nose.
Why don't they just say 2 pence per head?
Yes.
Well, I want to make it clear, you see, that this is the tax that goes to the count.
Is there an eye nose or an ear nose?
Eye nose or ear nose? I mean, tax.
Eye tax or ear tax, sorry, before we carry on.
No more taxes, just that. You see, the county, he likes taxing, I don't know what he taxes people for. He buys the watch with it and things. It's not my doing. People always moan about the nose tax, but
I'll give Rudolph a single penny.
Ask for it himself. When he comes here and asks for it, I'll give it him.
The count?
He'll give him a nose.
Well, the count, you see, is tax collectors will come up to me and they ask me for the nose tax money, and I've got to give him something. I can't,
Well, give him your nose.
I'll be in trouble, won't I?
They want a bloody nose. They can have one.
Well, I don't have to pay. I'm the ferryman.
Yeah, I've heard ferrymen always like taking 2 coins.
There's some skill I could make to see if this seems right.
Absolutely, you could make a law roll. You could make a law Reichland roll.
Do an expedition roll.
In
But
that
he's,
spot.
he's,
That
he's
didn't
did it
show.
secretly. Hope he didn't.
Ah.
Someone did.
Depends if it's challenging or average. Like that for common knowledge.
Well, I think particularly Walter is reasonably local. I'll give him plus 20 on it. So, Walter, you've got it. Sadly, it is actually a thing. The nose tax, they charge it at the gate as well. The militia there. It's
A lot of
basically
trolls.
a penny entrance
Yeah,
tax for
He's
noses.
trolling us, so you know.
Ah.
See what I did there? And I passed
Now,
it as well.
Rudolph, I am more than happy to pay the appropriate taxes for myself. But as regard the corpses that we are taking to the Temple of Mor, they are wrapped. They were found after many days in the river. And I can assure you their noses are not worthy of taxation.
And I'm sure you'll find in the small print, my people of my race do not have to pay taxes. Just look at the small print.
Well, you're lucky that you don't charge extra for big noses. It's just one tax, no matter the size.
Not quite.
Are you talking to our lady here?
I'm sorry, my lady. I only jest. It's just a one penny. And I see your point about the dead ones, the dead people. Couldn't you perhaps cut the noses off them before we go, in case, because we might get stopped.
They are almost guaranteed to have rotted off already. They were dragged from the river after a week.
Okay, make me it's going to be I'll give you a plus 40 on this. It's a pretty easy. He really doesn't want to examine the bodies, Dominic. So a charm, persuade type check, be charm, I think.
Ooh.
It's only meant to be one person rolling. Why is there two?
Well, it is. Well, I suppose if more of you want to roll, that's fine. But any negatives will sort of add to the overall negative.
Good. I can finally use my special ability. Woohoo!
What's your special?
And that's probably a fair way of doing it, actually. Just add up the SL as well.
Okay, I got 3 degrees of success. Woo!
All right. He says, well, and I want to get out of this damn rain. On you go then.
I think that's how it works.
He's got a small pontoon boat there, and you'll all clamber aboard.
What's the opposite of charm, though? See, you have to roll against.
Yeah, intimidate.
No.
Willpower usually.
Okay.
Something like that.
Because my thing only works if I pass, so.
And also if they are of the ilk that would be attracted to you.
Everyone's attracted to the elves, even the doors.
No, not the way.
Yeah, sure. So that's sure it happened. I watched Lord of the Rings.
I'll remind you that next time you play a dwarf.
Oh right, no, that didn't happen.
All right, darlings. He ferries you across the river, and you arrive finally in the small town, I guess, of Grissenwald. You're on the docks on the side north. The docks are busy with labourers, stevedores and the like, moving items around. There's a big stretch of warehouses in front of you as you step onto the docks. Did you all pay the money, by the way? You will need to knock off the money.
I didn't pay any money. Did someone actually say they need to pay money? I don't remember that.
He won't take you across, so you don't pay the
yeah, I paid three pennies.
You paid your 2 pennies, did you say?
I paid 3 pennies.
Why did you pay 3 pennies?
It might have been 4 actually. 1 for me, 1 for each of the corpses, and 1 for my nose.
Ah. Did you pay the head tax as well?
He was actually letting you off the dead bodies because he didn't really want to open them up to have a look see if they got a nose or not.
So you had the head tax.
It was still the head tax.
The nose tax.
Ah, yes.
So you're paying your head tax, your nose tax, and the 2 bodies' head taxes.
Yep, 4 pence.
Who's paying the prisoner's tax?
Someone else will have to do that.
Not me. I will pay 1 penny. You can take it or you can leave it.
Oh, I'll leave it then. You can stay here, madam. That's fine by me. I don't want to get arrested when I get over the other side and the militia asks me, you know, for the money, for the taxes. I'm not paying it out of my own pocket. That ain't fair. It's not a lot of money, you know. You want to try going Talabheim. You want to see the taxes there. Buckle taxes,
how
all
easy
sorts
just
going
to
on
get
there.
on the how easy to get on the boat and just sit on it and refuse to move?
Fairly easy. It depends how much
blocked,
it depends how much of an incident you want to make of it.
Can I just
Well,
pay?
I'm just gonna walk on,
It's like,
on, dragging the other guy still, and then plonk myself down with my axe in my hand and
What,
just
what are
sit
you going
looking
to
at it.
do when you get hit by the dwarf tax? That was me character saying.
do you have to? Well, if you ain't paying, I ain't telling you. I mean, I can go and get the militia if you like and get them sorted out. But honestly, it's raining. I'm tired. I've had enough. I can't charge you any less. It's a penny for me to take you across. That's reasonable. It's not my fault. If you've got a problem with the taxes, take it up with the count.
Yes, we will do that then. You take us over and we'll take it up with the count.
He's not going to do that. He will
He just
simply
said he
wait
was.
here. No, he didn't.
He says he'll take us over and let us deal with the count.
No, he said if you wish to deal with it, you should take it up with the Count. This
Yeah, but we
man
have to-
will not move that ferry without the tax.
Is there another way into the town that doesn't have a ferry?
Well, you could swim across the river.
Yeah, swim it if you like. It's been a while since anyone's died trying that. It's always good fun. I'll let them know in the end if they come out, take bets usually.
Seems I don't have a skill called swimming.
How well do dead bodies float?
Not well.
What about recently dead? And I'll look at the guy.
It is not worth the sacrifice of 5 gold for the purpose of 1 pence,
Can I
Baraka.
just say, do I look like I've got money on me?
You're all skin. Can none of you afford get over? You could send someone over to cash in the corpse, come back and pay for it. Well, sorry, cash in Elias.
Oh, for crying out loud. Sigmar's blooming name. I'll take out a handful of pennies and pay for the Elias, the grumpy dwarf, and the seemingly grumpy elf. So that's another, what, 6 pence?
Oh,
This is where the dwarf and the high elf, wood elf, high five each other.
Just getting the humans paid for
Nailed
it.
it.
I don't think they can high five at the same time. Like,
No, one has to be a low 5.
One low
Yeah.
five.
we shouldn't be paying the cross thing that they did not own. River.
Good
So-
point.
You're not paying to cross something they own. You're paying to cross something they're providing you the service of crossing. Ferry.
And you've paid it, so.
Walter, is everyone else paid? Walter, have you paid your 2 pennies?
yeah.
We shall go across here
Zach
and we
paid
shall
us, I
talk
think.
to the count and to tell him this was a silly idea.
Okay, so you finally get across to the docks after much argument. Okay, it's really busy, bustling with life and activity around here. There's people hawking wares. There's a halfling dragging a handcart around, which is full of pies and various foodstuffs, which he's trying to sell. What do you want to do?
Where's the count?
Ooh, I'll have a pie.
Well, we have 2 corpses that are stinking up the place. Let's forget about the social inequalities and get rid of these at the Temple of Moor.
I think the count would be very would like to know about these corpses and why we had to fork out money for it. I'm out of pocket now because of that.
Baragaz, you are not out of pocket. It was 2 pence, and I paid it.
And you shouldn't have. That could have gone on a beer for me.
I will buy you a beer later for a quiet life, if anything else.
Shall we not get rid of these corpses and stop?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting we do.
Everyone stop moaning about who
Temple
paid
of Moor.
what. Why are you
You're
saying
only
that
not
to me?
moaning because
I don't know where that is. Why are you asking me?
I know where it
you're
is,
only not
says Elias.
you're only not complaining because you didn't have to pay anything. Actually, let's find out if the militia's on the way. We should get rid of him as quickly as possible.
Get rid of who?
Elias,
Oh, right.
you're a her. I wouldn't be talking about you.
Well, you never
I
know.
thought
with
you were
an elf, do
talking
you?
about the boatman. Why would we need to get rid of the boatman?
I don't
He's
know.
over
I've been trying to get rid of
50
loads of
feet
people.
away, ferrying himself back onto the other side of the river?
I don't understand you, human.
I can get rid of the boatman for you.
Then stop trying to understand. Just go with the flow. I know it flows fast, like the river. Anyway, Temple of Moor. Where is it?
You see, Elias will like sigh. He says, "The watch station's just over there. I can show you if you want." And entertainingly, because no way am I staying with you when you guys get on another ferry. Can you drop me off at the watch station first? I want some peace. It's not far. It's just over here.
Why
And he
is he
points
so eager?
Yes,
to
I'm
get away
thinking
from
the
you
same
lot.
thing myself. Where have we come? We've
Is
come
he
on
taking
board
us
at
the
the
wrong
docks,
way?
yeah?
Yeah, you're just up here.
Which way is he pointing?
Well, can
Or
we not
general
just go to
direction?
one of
He
them wee funny
points-
people in the funny uniforms and ask them?
That's the watch building just there.
Where? Oh, way down there? I don't see that.
75 is the watch station.
Yeah, just saying I don't see it all the way down there. Because my eyes aren't that good. Is there any watch here? Do they not like watch the ferries
Oh
coming?
yeah, there's watch
Okay.
around the place. Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Let's go walk over and ask one of them guys. Get the money.
Okay, you'll find
Maybe
it.
walk-
They'll probably just tell us to go to the watch house to get the money.
Tell us where the watch house is then. Is this hard for you humans? Is it hard? It's just
No,
talk
not at
to
all.
people, get the information.
We've
It's
been
fine.
talking all day.
The watchman will
There's no need to
say
be angry.
it's down in Sudwund. If you go follow this road down, go to the Midland Plaza, and then you swing it at the left. It's a big long street. Can't miss it. Watch station's on your right down there.
And the Temple of Moor, we have to deliver these cadavers.
Temple of Moor is a bit more difficult. You've got to go over onto the west side of Griswold, and you have to get the ferry over onto the to the other bank there.
Right, and that's why Elias said, don't want to get on a ferry with you guys now. Fine, so we'll take him first.
Just looked at the map and saw there's a place
Well,
called
can't we
the
just
Dwarf
split up or
Slums.
something? We don't have to go all in one place, do we?
Pardon?
Well, we could. So some of us could take the corpses and then.
Yeah, but what happens if, someone sees this bandit and wants to rescue him? Would it not be better with numbers? Would that not be a better plan? Because to carry the bodies will take 4 people. That would leave
Holy shit,
one
it's
person.
Well,
tiny.
we've been dragging them with 2 up until now.
Yes, but I don't see these people would like you dragging them through the streets with one person. I don't know that language.
Looks like Cantonese.
Yeah, Elias will say something fairly loud, not just as if it's like to the open air, and it's a funny sort of a stabbing dialect that he's
Clap a
speaking.
hand over his mouth.
I'll look. Can I hit him again?
Don't hit him.
He shies away from the crazy dwarf.
Right, well, that solved that one. We need to double time it to the watch.
Yes.
Whatever he just said, it was to attract attention.
Yes, that was obvious.
One of you take hold of his chains. I need to hold on to these. And then draw both my axes out.
I'll take his manacles and begin going in the direction the watch guard indicated.
Would any of us know anything about that language?
It's probably criminal tongue we don't have. I will have pull out my bow. Shall we go?
Like it
Yep,
doesn't
we're
sound like he's using the dark tongue as anything.
But if you'd known it, you would have come up in your thing. So
It's
Yeah,
a
but
language you don't understand, yeah.
yeah, but you might still be able to recognize it.
I mean, the only languages that Dominic might have heard other than the ones he knows is probably Orc, and I'm assuming it's not Orc.
Is that actually a language?
I'm sure they have one.
if the orcs have a language,
I thought it just spoke like humans but badly.
Okay, Law Reichland with a -20 on it, I'd say, to see whether you can identify what the language is.
I don't even love that lowerless.
What's
Right.
that? Is that difficult? No, difficult to -10. I'll put difficult on twice.
Okay.
There's -20. Nope. Ooh, just barely.
Marginal success, so it could be a success with complication. Oh no, yeah, 1 degree of success, that's alright. Yeah, you think you've heard people, undesirables, criminal elements using this that tongue before, Dominic?
Okay, so it's not ruinous powers or anything like that. So
No.
it's not made him immediately see red or anything like that. So yeah, hand clapped over his mouth, grabbed the manacles, begin double tying him towards the watch.
Okay, and you reach the watch station. When you get there, there's a large man. He's in his 40s, so he's quite old, I guess, with a big bushy moustache, massive eyebrows. He looks at you. What's this? A bounty, looks like.
Indeed, Mad Elias of the Four Seasons gang.
Mad Elias, and well done, he says. We've been after this one for a while, and he sort of walks up and sort of walks around him and says, I'll send for the magistrate. He'll be able to arrange for the bounty.
How long will it take?
Depends if he's busy, but not long, I don't think.
Well, we've got a couple of corpses we want to drop off because carrying them around is a lot of fun. So
Corpses?
Stinking up the town. They were found in the river bend up by, I can't remember the name of the town we were just in, but there. And we need to talk to you about them once we've returned them to the Temple of Moor. Word was sent for them to be recovered. Priests never turned up. They have had their eyes gouged out and their tongues cut out. Expect some kind of criminal activity.
They've had their eyes gouged out and the tongues cut out.
Zacharias, was it you that thought that you might have heard of a gang of Tylean origin?
Well,
Can't exactly recall what you'd said.
oh, they're the worst.
does sound like something they do, but
He was thinking it was more a Nuln gang, though, not necessarily this far north, but
show me them their bodies. Let's take a look at them. And Voltner is Captain Voltner. Will come out and take a look at the bodies. He uses a sort of stick to sort of poke at them, and he says,
I've got new leather gloves as part of the jack, so happily unwrap one and show him the state. They weren't
"Yes.
fresh when we retrieved them.
Well, seems like last night wasn't a one-off then."
You've had something similar occur locally.
Yeah, just this morning the magistrates all het up about it. Perhaps, if you wouldn't mind waiting, we could get you a warm drink and we'll get the magistrate down here.
That would be greatly appreciated, Captain. Thank you.
He calls to one of his men and they'll put you in one of the side rooms here.
Did we get the money now or what?
When the magistrate arrived. Fine, I suspect that they'll want to keep these bodies here for investigation anyway.
Oh, that means we don't have to go to that place you wanted to go to.
Potentially. Silver lining. Sigmar be praised.
It doesn't take very long. It's about 20 minutes when the magistrate will arrive.
Have we completed the short-term goal?
Have we? Yes, we
Very
did.
nearly.
Oh, we haven't received them. We haven't received the bounty yet. That's the ding, isn't it, of the short-term goal completion?
You've just Scoobied it.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Hey, if he makes it go more than one session, it's no longer a short-term goal, so he's not allowed to.
I think hopefully you should do it. Hopefully. Sorry, I'm struggling with
What?
the magistrate.
No, you've just added him 3 times. 4 times.
I can't see him at all.
He's on the combat tracker 4 times.
Oh. That's why we can't see him.
We're about to fight the.
Yeah, it seems we're going to kill the magistrate 4 times.
No, I just want to show you what his picture. There he is.
Oh, right, okay. It's Bill Bailey.
It's Bill Bailey.
Is it?
Is it Bill Bailey?
It looks
Yeah.
like Bill Bailey.
Yeah.
He does look a little bit like Bill Bailey.
Looks very big, though. It's bigger than the square. He's a giant.
Good day, gentlemen, he says as he enters the room and sort of
Oh,
takes off a
good
pair of silk
day,
gloves.
miss.
Name's Magistrate Klaus Kruger. I believe we have a couple of items to discuss. Firstly, you have brought in the known felon and bandit Elias Moritz, for which I believe there is a 10 gold piece bounty upon the man's head.
That is what we were informed by Amelie the Road Ward. Counted her on the road.
The information she gave you is correct. She's a good road warden. Has brought us many bounties in the past. All we require is for you to each sign this, put your mark on this this agreement, and I'll hand over the funds to you. Just it's all in order. Just put an X on the bottom. Put your mark on the bottom.
Zacharias, can you read it to us, please?
I think he's probably fighting with a baby. I will.
I don't think he's fighting with a baby. Carrie? Oh, you're right. Yeah, he probably is.
Fighting with a baby. It says, well, Zacharias will lean over, and he says it's a declaration of sorts.
Anything untoward?
Declaration of
says-
war?
And he just holds up the piece of paper and reads it out. Sorry,
Oh, read it in Carrie's voice, please.
I'm just having a fight that with some windows, and I win.
Oh, choking.
It says, I declare that this is Mad Elias Moritz. Underneath it says, should I come to light that this bounty was awarded fraudulently, then I waive any right to trial and submit to the judgment of Griswold authorities for sentencing.
Well,
You're absolutely sure this is Mad Elias?
well, Does anyone have a reason to believe otherwise?
I don't know. But the letter is saying if it isn't.
Klaus
I was
shrugs.
just asking.
Klaus shrugs and he says, it looks like him to me. The other watchmen think it's him. It's just a formality, this. We had some trouble in the past. Don't worry about it. It'll
I
be
will
fine.
put a little elven X on the little piece of paper. Right. Can I have my 5 gold?
Do you all do you all sign?
Yeah. Explain to the magistrate. Not that we distrust you, magistrate. But Elias made some comments on the way here that he is convinced that he will be out of custody quite quickly. He also offered us a bribe to take him to his brother Bruno, who, if you do send troops, you may be able to find at a hunter's shack or thereabouts, and give them the details of where that is.
Thank you for that information. I will send some militia down there to investigate. Hopefully we can capture him. And for your knowledge, there's also a like bounty upon the head of his brother Bruno, which is 5 gold dead and 10 gold alive for returning him to us here at Gristlemoor.
Ah. And Elias adds to his lies. He claimed there was no such bounty. Brother's head.
Definitely not a man that you can trust. If you've all signed, those of you that signed anyway, he hands over a pouch to you containing 10 shiny gold coins.
Ooh, does that go 2 gold coins each then?
Well, strictly speaking, that should be 1 gold, 19 shillings and 10 pence to you and Baragras.
I'm sure you'll find it's 2. I know my little mavs, and I'm sure.
Yes, but of course I paid your ferry fare, so you owe me 2
paid
pence.
that out of your own wealth. We told you not to, and you just disobeyed us.
So you would rather we had not paid. So you and Baragaz would still be on the other side, so that would be 10 gold split 3 ways then. Would you prefer we go that route?
Talk to the dwarf about this.
I'll have the same conversation with Baragaz. It's 2 pence, Dana. You should pay your way when you have the means to do so.
Where is Gaz anyway?
I'm stood in the doorway.
Yeah.
Watching outside.
Not hear him talking to you?
I'm just watching movement outside. I'm focusing on what's going on outside.
So you're not hearing him telling you he's not going to give you the 2 gold?
I'm probably not really listening on what's going on behind me.
It's your choice, Dana. You can either have no gold because you would effectively not be here, or you can pay the 2 pence you owe.
Let me think on this.
I suppose the question is, can you split a gold coin?
No, you can't. You have to bring it into pennies. We don't have the pennies anymore. I'll come back to you. Let me think on this. 2 gold or 2 pennies.
Klaus will sigh a bit and says, if you wouldn't mind, I'm a busy man.
There's another matter of 2 corpses that were brought in. Seem to have the same evidence of mutilation that your captain here informs us local elements have had just this morning.
Yes, and this is the more pressing matter I would like to speak to you about. You're obviously accomplished, and he sort of looks around at you, kind of a little skeptically, but you did manage to bring in this villain. We had an incident.
By the way, hand
night.
the pouch of coins to Walter for him to deal with.
Ooh.
Okay.
So now, if the dwarf does get angry, he gets angry at Walter rather than you. Nice to
Not the idea, but no, that does work that way.
So, Walter, you may add a line on your inventory with 10 gold coins, a pouch with 10 gold coins in. Yesterday we have our weekly end of week celebrations, and as part of this we have judgment, like we call it a judgment day. We hand out sentencing to people who've been found guilty of crimes during the week, and it's a moment for people to relax and enjoy a day of the week. However, after the celebrations last night, there must have been some sort of murder, which is similar to the manner in which the bodies outside appear to have died, though this appears far more brutal. There was a man, a lamplighter, by the name of through my notes.
You say a lamplighter?
A lamplighter, yeah. His name's Waldemar Hoss. He was killed in the most gruesome manner. He was found, he'd got his throat slit, his tongue had been pulled through, his eyes had been gouged out, and his tongue had been removed, and he'd been placed in the stocks in the Midden Plaza.
In the centre of town.
In the centre of town. He was discovered this morning there. We've since moved his body, of course, and this is this in itself. I mean, people get murdered all the time, but this is most inconvenient because it is the opening night of the play in the theatre, the play The Loreley Harlot. We're quite looking forward to it, and I'm afraid that such a murder outside the steps of the theatre almost is going to keep away people, and if rumours get around that it's not safe to come here to watch a simple play, then everything's just going to hell. So if you would like, I would like to employ you to find out who this person is who seems to be murdering people in Griswold.
A crime that has taken place within sight of the Temple of Sigmar is something that is requiring investigation.
It's brazen. And, so where did you come upon the bodies here?
Is it Stimmingen?
Slafstad.
Slafstad. Upriver, Slafstad.
Yeah.
They had been in the river for about a week. Companion Zacharias was able to work out that they probably entered the water, if they had been drifting at the correct speed, somewhere near town here.
It seems a bit of a change. It might not even be the same person. I do not know, do not understand really why they would place one in such open display and the other hide in the river. But I'm sure you're clever enough. I'm sure you'll get to the bottom of it.
I think somebody's trying to send a message to somebody. We just do not know who that second party is.
It might be worth investigating the Black Wolf Gang. They're our local criminal organisation here. They could well.
That is a name that Zacharias mentioned.
Well, if you bring to justice whoever is doing this, and make sure it's safe for people to visit the play once more, I'll award you 2 gold a head for the capture of this villain. Would that be acceptable?
Indeed. Bringing someone to justice.
2 gold a head's loads. It's like 500 quid basically each. She's not bad for a couple of days' work or a day's work.
Yeah, that's good.
Can I have my gold coins now, please?
It took him ages to think about it. He was like talking about all this, and finally the money gets switched over. I'd also, to further gratitude for your service to Griswold, perhaps like to offer you free tickets for the opening night of the play this evening. Of course, you would need to come better attired, but I'm sure, of course, you would.
And where is the playhouse in the Middenplatz?
It is, yes, yes.
Which building? Sorry.
It is. The theatre is on here. I think it's 50 on the map. No, it's the town hall. I've lost it.
The reason I was asking is I was looking and I couldn't see anything. Was it the Lorleys song? Or was that the...
No, you don't want to go there. That's a house of ill repute. The
Flesh
Old
Market.
Jack Theatre is number 9.
Wow. Top.
It's there, just off the Middenplatz. So, gentlemen and lady, I have more work to do, so I will leave you to your investigations. If you need to contact me, I can be contacted here or at the courthouse just off the Middenplatz.
Did you take the corpses?
We shall deal with the corpses. I shall put the watch to it.
Okay.
As a related item to that, Magistrate, the people in the town upstream or downstream, sorry, were concerned. They had sent word to the Priest of Moor to recover the bodies, but the Priest of Moor had, not turned up. Hopefully, none of them have gone missing either.
I will send someone to check upon the priests. However, I don't. I believe they may have been a little busy. We've had a few murders around here of late.
Sad to hear.
Well, the lower classes, they tend to go missing all the time. Hard to keep track of them. And usually they keep things to themselves at the docks or whatever, but we can't have bodies turning up on the Middenplatz. That will never do.
I thank you for your time then. I suppose we have work to do.
Indeed, thank you.
Yes.
He nods to you and heads off. So what would you like to do now, gentlemen and Dana?
Shall we go shopping?
Again.
Okay, I won't draw out the shopping too much, but what would you like to purchase, people?
Well, if we got 2 gold per person, basically.
I got my 2 gold. Yeah, you haven't even got your gold yet. He hasn't given it to you.
Well, I've got 10 gold.
Huh?
Yeah, it looks like you haven't been given your 2 gold then, if Walter's still got 10.
Ho, 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 ho.
I mean, I give you the 2 coins and you give me the 2 gold, so how did he got the 10 gold?
Well, Walter has the pack with the pouch with the gold in.
I asked you, give me the 2 gold, you said, yeah,
And
here's
I
the
will
2 gold.
gesture to Walter.
Oh,
I just said thank you, Dana. And I
Get these 2
Yeah,
coins.
all right. You can have them. There you go. 2 gold coins. Well,
Good.
Dwarf hasn't paid anything.
He's not here, so he doesn't know.
I'll give Baragaz it.
I'm trying to find Bo.
Barricassus, yeah.
We have an arrangement.
Ooh, I need more gold.
So,
These
I
things
see,
are very expensive.
Dominic will lean into the other room and say, Baragaz, continued arrangement on the money front, yes?
Grunt. I won't take my eyes off the. Oh, of course.
But what agreement with the money?
He pays for my drink.
And you know, right, cheap,
Part of the arrangement with my master Felix.
Well, what's this man want to do? I wasn't listening. I was too busy thinking about copper and gold.
There have been other murders. There's a situation where one body was found in the stocks within the town square.
Well, that's where you usually find bodies.
Well, that's normally where you put prisoners, not bodies. This isn't
Oh.
a pillory cage. This is just stocks. People are put there, and then the low folk throw vegetables and rotten fruit at them. The magistrates suspect it might be the Black Wolf gang, but I think we should investigate. I need to go to the Middenplatz anyway to drop off a message, but it's in the same place, so center of town.
Oh. Isn't the midden what they call toilets?
A midden is, yes.
Okay.
I assume I've not seen anything untoward while I've been watching this whole time outside. Nobody sneaking around or trying to listen in or
trying to bust Elias out.
break in or yeah.
No,
or looking like they're scoping the joint or anything like that.
No, you don't. It's a fairly busy thoroughfare here, but no, you've got a rainwater running into the sewers and the like, but there's stench coming up out of them. Typical town stuff. You don't see anything unusual.
Can I smell Skaven?
Nope.
Okay.
Would you be up?
Right. I'm happy. For the moment.
I just smell anything over this smell of the city.
I don't think it's a pun, Walter. I think it's the Black Wolf gang. Although I will apologise to you profusely if their leader happens to be called Black Wolf gang.
He's musically inclined. Just like the old Mixwell show.
Well, that's actually hilarious, Walter, because I really didn't think of that when I did them. But you are completely right. It's the Black Wolf gang. It might well be one guy.
I wish I would change the colour for OOC.
Badger, make sure to reduce the coins in your bag because Dominic will take his and Baragaz's share.
Yeah, so I should have what?
You should have yours, and I'm assuming you're giving Zacharias his as well.
Yeah, okay, well.
So you come out one coin pouch better off.
Shall we go and get more money then?
We should travel around the town, certainly.
It shouldn't take us too long to find a person that's a wolf black, a gang of them.
We have to make inquiries, certainly. Shall we start at the Middenplatz then?
I will watch every single person I go past for a black, a wolf.
Alright, you
look
for a badge.
Check looking for, I don't know, tattoos or anything like that that might distinguish them as a gang.
A Black Wolf gang. Or
yeah.
possibly they're all wandering around town with like big black fur cloaks with huge fur hats on. Or possibly we're in way over our heads and the Black Wolf gang are actually all 7 foot tall superhuman mutants wearing power armor with wolf motifs on them. And we're actually encountering the earliest inference of the space wolf. Yeah.
Well, I'm the best observer in our group, so I will do what I just said.
Right. So, do you say you were going to Middenplatz first? Is that why you?
I think that's probably the best. We can observe and walk at the same time, but I think if we start at the Middenplatz, see if there are any clues about the stock. Also, I've got a message to drop off at the church.
Okay. Where do you get a message? Oh.
I didn't get
just...
Go ahead.
I was looking for a weaponsmith while we're on the move.
Did you say anything to us that you're going to the church to leave off the message, or were you telling me?
Well, yeah, it's common knowledge. He's not been stum about the fact that he has a message from his witch hunter master to give into the the High Cathedral of Sigmar in Mittenplatz. Grand Temple of Sigmar, so you wouldn't get that wrong.
Do you want to go for a weapon, Walter?
Yep.
There are plenty of weapon smiths around the Middenplaza. There's hold a market in there as well. So you'd be able to. Is it just a hand weapon that you're looking for, Walter?
Yep.
Okay, you'll be able to find a shop actually on the Middenplatz itself. Entering in there is there are temporary market stalls. Sorry, go ahead. Temporary market stalls. Sounds like you're going to say something. Market stalls set up, and the Middenplatz is dominated by the largest building in Grissenwald, a large hammer-shaped and very splendid and impressive looking cathedral to the Sigmarite Church. It's that building there.
33? Oh, wait a minute.
52.
52. It's that massive building in the centre. Right in the centre.
God, does that even look like a 5? Wow.
Yeah,
Apparently number 5 is a forge. Can't find it. Reichhardt Black.
It's up at the top. You can see 2 there. There's
Oh,
4.
right.
There's 7. There's 6.
1, 2,
5's
3,
in there somewhere.
4, 6. Oh, right. Okay, it's over on the left. 2 people found it. To the left of Altstadt. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I just need to deliver the message. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, do you want to meet back up at the forge, or are you investigating the body at Middenplaza on the way, or are you getting hand weapon first? What are you doing?
Zachariah would like to go to a play. What play
Well, we have
would you like
tickets
to
for the
see,
play
Zach?
now. We have tickets
Do
for the play this evening, yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
You didn't tell me that whenever I asked you what happened.
He
That's
gave
'cause
you
I'd
all,
forgotten about it until Zachariah just mentioned it.
he gave you all free tickets for the play this
But
evening.
there is an issue there. We need to be better presented than we are. Travel clothes will not suffice.
Travel clothes. What do you mean? I'm
I've got
wearing my best dress.
quality garb.
I've
Oh,
got my
that's
best posing pouch on.
worth a lot.
So some cleaner
And
garb would be
only-
required if we are to visit the theatre.
Okay, let us go to a place and buy some. Whoa, I don't know whether they'll have clothes of my size at such certain. Because look at all of you down
they're
there. You're
fat
so
There are
small.
tall women in the Empire. Not necessarily as slight, well as tall.
I
Sure,
don't
we'll be
think
able to find something that fits.
so. Basically, you just said they're not going to be as tall and thin as me. Is that what you just said?
As tall, but possibly not as thin.
Yes, that's what you just said.
So you some kind of belt.
Belt.
I'm not an expert in women's clothing.
I can tell.
Glad of that. So I'll go in and drop the message off and then come out as quickly as possible unless I get detained, in order to ensure we can continue the investigation or whatever else we're doing.
I go to the woman dress shop and get them to craft me their best
Woman dress.
gown that they can think of.
Are you all splitting up?
Well,
Yeah.
Middle Pass is a shopping place, isn't it? Are all the shops there? How do you look up the numbers, by the way? Is there a tab?
There are
or
some
whatever?
shops there.
It's on the left-hand side. If you scroll right to the left, there's
What's-
a key.
Okay.
What's Luigi and Salvatore? That sounds like Dolce and Gabbana. It sounds like it's going to be a posh dress place.
Luigi and Salvatore is indeed a posh dress place. It's next to the theatre. Yeah.
What number is it?
Number
Number
8.
Ooh, it's way up there. I know where it is. I've seen it.
Might be out of your price range, but
No,
by
it
all
won't
means,
be.
have an investigate.
Who's
Wow.
investigating? That's haggle. Who's haggling, by the way? Who you haggling with?
Well, just a general weapon merchant.
Just
Or was
off-
that 8
off.
over there, that red arrow? Or is
Yeah.
that a 3?
That's 8.
Okay.
Yeah, it's relatively close to the theatre.
Yeah.
The
Where's
weapon
the theatre?
merchant's up at number 5.
Okay.
So
Right. Let's try this charming stuff.
I could afford a handgun,
Not too late.
but I won't get the skill to use one.
Well, you could do it for 200 X, couldn't you?
I'm
I'm thinking second tier trappings.
He's worrying about all the negatives for using it on. What am I looking for, guys?
Where?
Oh yeah, items. Dresses.
So, Scallon, I assume we get the 50 XP for the short-term hand-in.
Yes,
Is that
you
the
do.
end, though?
Short-term objectives. I imagine you either had to deliver Elias or a personal task. So, as far as I'm aware, I think you've probably completed those. If you have,
Okay,
you may
so
award yourselves 50 experience.
I've dropped the XP. I've dropped the message off then. Cool.
Walter can have another experience because he really tickled me with the Black Wolfgang thing because I just didn't realise it.
Make it 10 because one's going to never be able to be spent.
Did I say 1x? I meant 10.
Okay.
So, are we all getting 50 then? And he's getting 60, yeah?
Yes, providing what your short-term one, Dana, was to do Elias, wasn't it?
That's the party goal. Short-term.
Then your new party goal short-term, I think you actually decide, don't you, what it is, but probably catching the serial killer in Griswold will be a...
Do we know he's a serial killer now?
Because we find other bodies that were dead.
Yeah, identifying and capturing whoever's responsible. Let's not label him as a serial killer just yet.
Yeah. That's just a GM for things like that.
Yeah, so we know it's a serial killer now. Clue number 1.
Well, yeah.
I've got to come up with a new personal one now as well, but we'll leave that. I'll go without a personal short-term goal for a bit.
Well, I'm still waiting for my foretell to work out.
Why the hell is a crossbow pistol more expensive than an actual handgun?
I think it's because the auto feed.
So a pistol has an auto feed?
You said crossbow pistol. That's a thing with a big slashy thing that slots in.
A small crossbow is actually very difficult to make for some reason. Like, the engineering is very complicated.
Okay, I won't be buying that just yet then. Anyway, I'll keep the money on my side. Skellen, are you going to give us warning when we get to the point where all our money goes unless we start doing banking something or other?
Absolutely. What I'm planning on doing is basically after each, this is sort of a smallish intro scenario. Actually, isn't long at last, but it's taking a little longer than I thought, but it doesn't matter. So after this one, I'm going to, after each the little adventure thing, I'm going to do a period of downtime, and I might do some of the downtime quite long actually, so it might spread the campaign out over a number of sort of years, but I'll probably do like a so you'll do a couple of adventures every few months or something probably, but I'll give you plenty of warning before we get to a downtime point, and before I hit the downtime you'll have an opportunity to spend as well, so I won't do it cruelly.
Yeah, because it's going to take forever to get enough money to buy some of the stuff I want. Forever. So expensive, elf stuff.
So in the Middenplatte, where the stocks are, this guy was quite brutally hacked up, I'm assuming, yeah? You described like eyes gouged, tongue pulled out through the throat and what have you.
Okay, heading up there, you see that there's a couple of watchmen guarding a what looks like a body on the floor. It's basically covered with a cloth at the moment. Yeah, so you can go up and have a look.
Go up, introduce myself. I've probably got some kind of symbol that shows I'm a member of a witch hunter's retinue, not a witch hunter myself.
Yeah, I imagine you'd operate under the you know how full mages have a wizard's license, and that covers a apprentice under their license. You'd have something similar, I imagine, for witch hunters. So you'd be covered under.
One of those wax seal things with a ribbony thing stuck.
Yeah, it's like but Yeah, but your master will be responsible for you, kind of thing.
Gentlemen, the magistrate has asked us, myself and my companions, introduce everybody who's still around, mention the others if they're not, to spend some time looking into the incident that you are currently covering over. Do you mind if I take a look at the corpse?
Sure. They step to one side and just sort of point at it.
This is the lamplighter.
Yeah, we kind of knew him. He was all right, pleasant enough guy.
While I'm talking to them, I'll have a look at the body.
Why was he
engage them in small talk?
Why was he put into the stocks?
Well, that's the thing, you see. He wasn't actually locked in him. He was just sort of placed there. He was dead when he got there, if you ask me.
Oh, I see. Oh, I thought he was in the stocks and they killed him in the stocks. I misunderstood.
No, they brought him here.
Yes, he
for
just said
a display purpose.
Aren't the stocks usually locked?
Well, not if there's no one in them.
Well, I mean, presumably they don't want anyone to just be, stocked.
How long ago was this that this happened? Because it would help if I try to track the footprints.
Any blood brought here?
Okay, initially, Walter, you are correct in what you are saying. The lock has been smashed on the stocks to enable someone to open them. And then it's going to be perception, I think, probably looking around. So perception checks everybody plus 20, I guess.
It's an average check.
Yeah, you've got plenty of time and the like. Would anybody like a corruption point to re-roll?
I don't need that, by the way.
Well done, Dana.
It's something I'm good at.
You rolled initiative, though.
You serious? Oh my god, what the hell? Sorry.
No,
You already did perception.
Perception comes off initiative.
Oh, characteristic initiative.
says-
My bad.
It's alright.
Yep.
You made me think I rolled the wrong thing there. You're an evil.
Well, you still would have kept the 5, regardless.
Good grief, you lot. What have I got? 8 degrees of success, 5 degrees.
8 degrees of sex with Dana. Yeah.
I'm a very attractive.
It's been a long day. Oh,
Am I supposed
I'm
to
concentrating
roll as well?
more on the body at the moment, looking for any evidence there.
If I spot any track, I can do tracking to follow it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well done.
I'm not paying attention to the body. I'm still keeping my eye out for other people.
Okay.
Don't even see them.
Zacharias is really embracing his bounty hunter. I will hunt him down. Find someone. Look around.
But he didn't do perception. He did initiative.
He probably doesn't have the perception skill.
I don't have perception.
Okay. Well, but it's still there as a basic skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still roll perception. Alright, so looking around here, most of you are pretty good apart from the dwarf who's just looking for something to hit, probably. You have a look around the area. There's very little blood here at all, and the recent rain means there's sort of like a fine watery mud over the cobblestones here. It's impossible really to get any tracks from it, but the extent of the injuries on poor Waldemar means that you're sure that he wasn't killed at this spot. He was brought here at some point and placed in the stocks for display.
Okay, I'm looking for any clues as to the identity of the person that might have killed him. Bits on his body that look out of place, maybe scraps of cloth or something along those lines, or even if these people want to send a message, they've placed him out in the open. I wouldn't put it past them to have put something in his pockets or something like that. They really wanted to put one into the watch.
Okay, well the body is completely naked.
No pockets there. Then I'm not going to search cavities.
It doesn't appear like anything's been entered into any cavities. His mouth has been cut into a hideous smile. He has been castrated crudely,
Mm.
eyes gouged out, tongue gouged out, and as I mentioned earlier, his throat slit and tongue pulled through. It's a most hideous sight looking at him. The wounds on him, Dominic, were done by an amateur, you think? There's the manner of the way his tongue was cut out, the eye gouging and all that. It really wasn't done with anyone by anybody with any training in the art of torture.
Do I get the impression they might have been done post-mortem, or was he still alive when they were doing that? Is there like, were they able to cut without any struggle, or is there like signs of struggle around the wound and that sort of thing?
Good point. There's bruising on his body. It looks like there's bruising around his wrists. It looks like he was bound at some point. Probably from behind, maybe sat in a chair while this occurred. And there is a sign of struggle here. You think probably that his eyes were gouged out and the tongue was cut out while he was still alive. Sorry, the throat slitting was the thing that finally killed him. He essentially suffocated.
Okay. Just as I finish up, I'm going to turn to one of the officers. So, officer, you say you knew this man?
Well, I wouldn't say I knew him. I knew of him. Pleasant enough chap, you know. You'd see him about while you were on your rounds, lighting the lamps and things. Kept himself.
What was his route?
His route, he didn't really do the Middenplaats area. That's the strange thing. His route was the docks in the north of the city.
Right. Thank you very much.
Would you know if this man had any personal? I mean, who would want to kill this man and in such a brutal fashion? It seems odd to be in random acts of violence, but I don't know. I'm thinking because the lamplighter might often be witness to crimes.
Exactly.
Is this the way that someone would deal with a witness, though?
Well, if they were trying to warn other people off of saying anything. The reason I was asking about his route is he died last night. As a lamplighter, he would have been at work. And he was brought here, so it is most likely he was killed while on the job. So we have a place to look for the actual scene of the murder.
It's true what you're saying that, but yesterday, with it being the end of the week, we tend to have a celebration here in the Middenplaats. So he might not have been working last night, though of course some do still light the lamps, but he might well have been a.
Still a likely place to find any information about him, and as Walter said, any potential enemies. Dana, any sign of tracks leading from the place?
I am not sure. It was raining last night. Let me just check to see if I see any tracks.
Sadly, Dana, even with that spectacular roll, there just aren't any, because there have been so many people around here, and it's just basically cobblestones with water across them now. You can't find. There's just nothing there basically to find, I'm afraid.
I do not see anything.
Might there have been any witnesses? Are there any places overlooking this?
Around here,
Big temple.
there's a big temple. It gets quite quiet here late at night, though, on the Middenplaats, because you've mainly got shops rather than people living here. But you could ask in the temple. We haven't done our job's just to stop people walking off of the body till the priests get here.
The priest of you, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
We could ask in the temple. Caress?
Yeah, I'll ask a priest. They keep all hours, I imagine.
Okay, so are you going to go for some gossip?
Yeah.
Okay. Gossip.
I have a thing, don't I? I have a
Gil.
talent.
Oh, have you got a talent for this? That's good.
Oh no, I took something else. Never mind.
Gossip's
Oh yeah, no,
trade.
gregarious.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's quite good if you've got that.
You may reverse any failed gossip tests if this allows the test to succeed.
Oh, that's really good. So,
Where's gossip? No, that's right.
Nice.
well, we've got some good gossipers.
Would the test bonus for gregarious? It's gossip tests with travellers. I suppose it depends if priest is a travelling priest.
Oh yeah, with travellers.
But the text still applies.
Wait, are we in the temple now?
But he's asking in the temple.
Okay. Okay. Asking in the temple, you'll find a priest there who'll be happy to speak to you all. I'm afraid no one here saw anything of this terrible business, and we didn't hear anything either. And it's quite quiet usually around the Midden Plaza at night, so we were all shocked to wake up this morning and discover this body there. But he was a religious man, Waldemar Hoss. He would visit the temple quite regularly. I don't know anybody who would wish harm on him. He was a quiet man, law-abiding man, God-fearing man. He had a daughter, though, Frida. She's a little strange from him, but she might be able
still
to
local?
help. Yes, I'm afraid rumour has it she works at the Lulay Song.
Well,
Ooh.
that is where she has to find work.
The what? What is this?
It is a house of ill repute.
Oh, how do you know?
Skellen told us earlier.
The magistrate told you, oddly.
Yeah.
This whole conversation where I was thinking about two copper pennies and
Two copper,
gold.
2 gold. 2 copper, 2 gold.
I know. I missed the whole conversation. It seems.
Also, with that gossip, there, Zach, since you got 2 degrees of success, I'll give you 2 items of information. The other here, the priest will say that there was another murder which had someone with just the tongue cut out. Dreadful incident, but she was again a member of the church here. Her name was Rosalind. I imagine she has been buried now, but they found her in her home, a scene of terrible struggle, and with her eyes gouged out. It was disgusting.
Does she have any relatives we could speak to?
Afraid not. She was her husband died a while back, and I don't know of any relatives. At least she never attended church with any. Used to live in the north somewhere on the docks.
Is there any connection to any of them in any way at all? If you're in your investigations that you must have done.
Any of them, the 2? Well, we've not really had much chance to investigate. We just had Rosalind died a while ago, and this body here outside the temple.
I I think you'll find it was 4. We came with 2. And you've got 2. That's 4.
You have 2 more.
At least. Yes, they were found in a town downriver. They'd been thrown into the river and had drifted. You said that Rosalind only had the eye wound.
That's right, yeah. A while ago now, though, it'd be a couple of weeks ago. 2 weeks to the day, in fact. No,
And
I'm
we-
mistaken.
Was she able to talk?
She was found in a home, Dad. It was.
No, but was she able to talk before that? That's what I meant.
Oh,
I
yes.
I should actually explain myself better to you.
But she was
sorry.
talk while Dad. She. Yes, she was. Yes, talked to him quite a lot, in fact.
'Cause there's a pattern developing here. The first instance of a death, the eyes are gouged. Sometime between the most recent death and that one, we have the 2 corpses we found downstream, whose eyes were gouged out and their tongues were removed. Yet, this morning's murder, the eyes were gouged out, the tongue was removed, the throat was slit, and he was castrated. It's as if the murderer is attempting to increase the severity of his attacks with each incident,
Either
if this is indeed the same person.
or it could be related to whatever grudge the murderer had against them. You know,
But if
symbolic.
there's a grudge, you would go after the biggest source of the grudge first. And
Yeah.
the quantity of violence would imply an increased grudge, surely.
I think I saw this in a play once.
Maybe.
What? You saw too much, you lose your eyes. You talk too much, you use your tongue. You sleep too much, you lose your
Tackle.
What would the throat be, though?
Sing too much? I don't know.
Same thing of preventing somebody from talking.
Yes, but why remove the tongue then? If you were
And
gonna...
pull it out of the throat. Again, they may be symbolic. I suspect it is symbolic. Probably right. Can't help but feel there is an escalation going.
The watch might be able to help you, says the priest. I know they looked into the murder of Rosalind.
If we spoke to the watch, didn't we?
Only a few, but we did not speak to them about any events other than the ones we are looking at today. Thank you, Father. You've been most helpful. Does anyone else have any further questions?
Yes. How expensive do you think dresses would be for a concert that's going on tonight?
Look at the elf's strange, weird social cues and just wide eyes.
I would suggest if you go out across the park here, just across there is a wonderful dress shop. I'm sure they'll be able to help you, madam.
Ah, okay. Didn't know that I have no more questions. Huh?
Okay, so if you want to, because I'm going to kind of wrap it up now because it's 10 and I'm kind of tired, but if you do want to do some shopping, do so now, I guess.
I do. I want my dress.
It has been done.
Oh, have you done your shopping?
I haven't done my
Like a
shopping.
hand weapon, didn't you?
Hand weapon and a book.
Hand weapon. Even though it says hand weapon, you can pick and turn it into a type of weapon. A little bit more flavour if you like, so sword or axe. Or
Won't have
something.
any impact, will it?
Yeah. No, it won't. It's just for fluff. But
Make
Oh, white, nice white dress and like a wee gold thing that goes around my hair. Let's get that out of the way. I don't know the prices because there's no prices in the stupid items list. Must have left out dresses. Left out dresses. You just got clothes.
Well, you don't want
6
courtly
of-
garb. Far too expensive.
Is that in there too?
Yeah, it's
I
far
didn't
too
see it.
expensive. 12 gold crowns.
It's not on his item list.
I'm looking in the book.
Oh,
Well, I'm just going to go for clothing, but I'm going to ask Helen if I can get clothing with the fine item quality applied to it.
what pages is that?
302.
Oh, it's
Yes.
way up here.
Now, it will, obviously, it makes it one step less available, so it goes down from common to, is it scarce or uncommon after common? Scarce.
Yeah, so you could do clothing and increase the cost for
Fine, be 12 shillings.
fine. Yeah, fine clothing, 12 shillings. That's okay. That's very
If you want to go
acceptable.
double fine, fine 2, that would be 2 gold and 4 shillings. No, 1 gold, 4 shillings.
You know, a uniform's cheaper than wearing a courtly garb. I could get a costume, maybe cheaper than courtly garb.
And Skellen, important, how much is the hat?
The hats. Got a hat in the library actually. Hats are 5 shillings. Wow.
Because I am going to get,
A big floppy hat.
I'm going to get an Inquisitor's hat, Witch Hunter's hat, and some fine clothing.
Well, do they? I mean, can you buy those? I thought they were just given one when you become a witch hunter.
It's like the uniform.
Yeah, it's like it's like oh, well, you can buy like a policeman's, like you can buy police costumes, I guess.
But the hat henning, it's just a particular kind of hat.
Yeah.
And it's not a witch hunter's hat. It just happens that the witch hunter's hat is a hat of that.
And for Dana, in the clothes shop, they'll say, may I also suggest you'll show a variety of dresses for you, and there's a nice blue dress here, but also we have a selection of perfumes and face powders, which you...
No, I don't need perfumes or face powders. You have a white dress.
A white dress?
Or
yes.
a brown.
We have a white and brown dress. A white dress with a brown trim with a brown belt.
Oh, that'll be nice. I would like that.
Okay, that's 12 gold pieces, please. Sorry,
12?
I'm joking. No, my cruel sense of humour. We'll do it as being 12 shillings. It's a fine dress with
Okay.
so it's a dress with a fine quality.
You feel that you could give it to me for slightly cheaper. What about 5?
You can make a haggle roll.
Haggle. Right,
Someone
so
can,
charm.
someone can come
Well,
and
we'll try and
help.
haggle. Where's haggle? Haggle? There we are.
Well,
So it's the
good
same. My charm and my haggle's the same. Well, I've got an ability for charming, but I will do haggle. There we go. There we go.
Fellowship's
36.
not your thing, is it really?
It is. It is my thing. Don't you say anything. It was my thing. You just made me go all bad by saying it.
Impressive for now. He's holding the price. I'm afraid it's six
Okay, I will pay
shillings.
the what 6 silvers? What's 6? 6.
You want to watch out because a really bad roll might put the price.
Yeah.
I might put the price up. I did roll.
Sorry,
anyway,
it was
so-
12 shillings. It was for fine.
Oh, 12. Oh, right.
Yeah, because if you're taking the quality, it basically doubles the price for each level of quality.
So that's okay. I'll pay the 12 then, unless it's gone up in price.
So why did I couldn't be
roll
bothered
so
to
high.
haggle?
But fine
No, he
clothing, it can increase your social status, which I've not really got into using yet, but will do at some point. Particularly when you're dealing with the upper classes.
Yeah, you get to be able to pretend you're higher than you are, which is pretty much why you're getting a decent outfit to go to the theatre. What can we do about the Troll Slayer?
I could get a new tattoo. Nice, fancy tattoo.
Well, it doesn't say. It says you can't wear armor. It doesn't say you can't wear clothes.
I was about to say, Burgaz, is that not part of your restrictions?
Get him like a nice necklace.
Yeah, some jewellery.
Yeah.
A collar in the chain I heard was nice.
Maybe get a haircut. I don't know.
Careful, careful.
My hair's been cut as much as it'll ever be cut.
Yeah, he will suggest some jewellery for you.
Jewelry is 10 times whatever material you make it out of. Like brass is 10 brass, 10 silver, 10 gold. Look that one up first, by the way.
So 10 shillings will get you a nice silver necklace.
He's probably a brass boy.
I could see him with rings with skulls on and stuff, you know.
No, I think that's more Emperor of the Skull stuff. I think dwarves would be more barrels or big.
Basically, we'll go around and we'll find Baragaz, a nice silver necklace and a couple of silver rings.
Was a witch hunter? Where's your skull motif then?
I haven't got one yet.
Oh.
Basically, Gaz spent a gold crown on jewellery for you.
Mm.
Thought that wearing some jewellery and gold. No.
Silver.
Necklace and.
I was thinking you could either go for a sort of a chunky bracelet, ring.
Well, he could wear a special ring. We call it a knuckle duster, but he calls it rings.
You can't go too chunky on the bracelet. Because if you go too chunky, you start getting into braces territory, and then you're wearing armor.
I think bracers should just protect your vein there. Your hands.
Yeah. So I think. What time of the afternoon is it? Because obviously we've got these tickets for the performance, hence we're
I have to
getting.
get dressed first too.
Because if there is time, obviously not this session, we could ask around in the northern quarter where the docks are.
You should have time. It's sort of afternoon at the moment.
You can remember to do that next week then. Write it down.
Yep.
Because I won't remember.
So
I haven't actually put these items in my backpack. Oops.
ask about Rosalind.
What was this called? And when I find dress?
Dress, find one. Inquire at the dock about.
And resolve. Has anyone done anything to deserve resolve?
What do you mean?
I haven't used any.
It's down resolve. Has everyone full on resolve?
Yeah, I haven't used any at all any session.
Cool. Yeah, it was mainly a talky session.
Yeah, the only people who got hurt was in that stupid.
Who are still hurt is Baragaz.
Someone healed me. I can't remember who it was.
That would be me.
Slept. Oh.
Okay, and
Nobody healed me.
everybody, I award you 100 gold. 100 gold.
Hey, 100 gold.
No. 100 experience for surviving the session.
Ooh, I'm up to 150.
205.
150.
Buy something nice with that.
Yeah, I think I'll save it for a bit because I don't know what I want. I know I want to raise my skills because I have to.
So that would be 75.
How much do I have to?
150.
I have to put 5 advances in my things before I can move out, isn't that right?
Yep, and then it's
That's
100 XP to move out.
I'm going to get the sharp one. That's
Sharp?
yeah. You get +5 to initiative.
Oh, that'd be good.
100 for the talent. So weapon skill +5, toughness to +5, willpower to 5. It's 175.
Where's my talents? There we go.